Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Katie and today I wanted to do the book feast tag because tomorrow is Thanksgiving and why not? I like feasts as well as anyone else, I'm sure, so let's just get right into it. But before I get right into it, something I just remembered, this tag was created by Leading Lady and I will link her video down below for you to check out. Now, this is just going through the traditional American Thanksgiving meal and pairing books with the different dishes. So first up is appetizers, and this is pick a short book to get us started. And for this one, I'm going to go with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Now, I read this when I was in 5th grade and I absolutely loved it. It's actually on my top 10 list of most influential books video that I made a few weeks ago, but thinking back as to how much happens in that book, and I'm pretty sure that book is only like maybe 200 pages. Maybe. Like just short of 200 pages. I want to say it's like 180. Anyways, absolutely love this book by C.S. Lewis. Jump-started me into fantasy, and it's absolutely wonderful how much happens in that book in such a short little amount of time, and I can still remember vividly like everything that happens. So kudos, C.S. Lewis, kudos. The next category is mashed potatoes and gravy, and for this it's pick a duology. And what better duology to pick than the duology I just finished, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, which is comprised of To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You. Jenny Han got me back into contemporary, honestly. I haven't read a lot of contemporary. Jenny Han and Rainbow Rowell, they're my girls when it comes to contemporary. That's all I want to read contemporary-wise. I'm sure that's not true, but I loved this duology. Mashed potatoes and gravy. I don't think that was the right order. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Next category is cornbread, and the question that goes along with this is pick a book you can't get enough of. And I cannot get enough of cornbread. I just moved down south about 6 months ago and it's freaking everywhere here, but it's also freaking delicious. So for this, I'm going to pick the book that I'm actually currently reading right now, which is part of the reason I can't get enough of it, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be revisiting this book in the future, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. The book is an adult mystery novel, absolutely fantastic. I haven't seen much about it on YouTube. I think I've seen a few people haul it, but it's so good. I just want to read it. I just want to read this all day long. It's so fantastic. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's about. It's about this super famous horror film director, but he is not the narrator. The narrator is an investigative journalist that was going to interview this horror film director. But this horror film director became a recluse and won't do any more interviews, and a lot of weird, creepy things are happening. Half of his films are like blacklisted, like you can only find them underground. And then the film director's daughter has committed suicide, and the investigative journalist doesn't think she committed suicide or is trying to figure out the truth. And it's absolutely fantastic. And one of the things that makes this book so good is that it has like almost like interactive, but like right at the beginning it has like newspaper clippings and notes, like if they ever find a note, there's like stuff like that in there, and it's so good. Next on this list of delicious Thanksgiving foods is green bean casserole, and for this one you're supposed to pick a book that you grew to love, and I picked The Bowen Season by Samantha Shannon. Now this book I listened to on audiobook, and let me tell you, without this stuff and this maps and things that are necessary to understanding the world, which is very complicated, this book was really confusing to listen to on audiobook. I was super confused, and I was almost almost ready to put it down before stuff started to click into place for me, and I absolutely adored it. But at the beginning of this book, I was so confused, and that's partially my fault because I could have probably sought out a copy with maps and things like that, or just looked online or asked someone who had read the book already. But yes, I am picking this one and I absolutely adore it now. The series is gonna be like 8 books or something. I don't know. I'm pumped. The next food is stuffing, and this is pick a book that blew your mind. For this one, I think I've said this for like 80 tags with this question, but The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. I was up until 3 a.m. reading that book, and that piece of information, if you've read The Infinite Sea, you know what I'm talking about. That piece of information that just like changes the whole game. Oh, I cannot wait for the last book to come out, and I'm so ready. The next question is turkey. For this, it's pick a big book, and for this one, I'm going to go with a book I haven't read yet, and I'm actually a little intimidated by its size, and that is The 12 Kings in Shadakai by Bradley P. Beaulieu. I guess I've never had to say his name on camera before. I don't know if I called this book or not. Maybe. Anyways, this is an adult high fantasy book that I've picked up about assassins and kings and politics and the usual deliciousness of fantasy. But it is pretty big. It's like 600 pages. It's not the biggest book that I could have picked, but I wanted to show it to you. The last question on this list is pumpkin pie, and it's pick the last book in a series. I think that's it. I don't remember there being any other, you know, requirements. So I went with Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This is the last book in the Inheritance cycle, although there's a rumor that a 5th book is coming out that is going to be more of a companion and not an actual sequel. But I read this book in like 2 days because it'd been like 8 years since we got one of these. And I was so ready, and it was so good. So that is the book feast tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you're doing for Thanksgiving or what your favorite feast food is. Mine is definitely mashed potatoes. Oh, there's more. I have more. So I am going to start to try to film on a schedule, which is really hard because my job has no semblance of a schedule whatsoever. Like sometimes I work weekends, sometimes I have to like be gone for days and things like that. So, but I'm going to try to post videos on Thursdays and Sundays, so hold me to it. And this week was different because it's a holiday and other stuff going on, but I've been trying to post on Thursdays and Sundays, and I will be posting on Thursdays and Sundays from now on, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon with another video. Goodbye!